Good morning, my Meeting House friends. Or maybe it's the afternoon and you're just tuning in to the Meeting House playground. This is your friend Jackie Covell, and I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes, I think probably about 6 or 7 minutes, about ways that you can look around you to find acts of kindness. In other words, things that people are doing in your house to take care of one another during this time that we're spending so much time in the house. So maybe that's something like somebody made something for you to eat, somebody asked if you wanted to play a game or share something with you, somebody saw something funny online and said, "Come here, I want to show you this." And even though we don't normally think of those things as acts of love or affection, they really are. So at the Meeting House, we taught a lesson about how you can improve somebody's day just by saying one positive thing to somebody else. So I'd like you to think about that during this time and think if there's one positive thing that you could say to somebody in the house, whether it's just to be polite and say thank you, or to say to somebody, could you use some help with that? This would really be a good time to try that experiment. And then we had set up dominoes, and we looked at the domino effect, which was saying something kind to a person is sort of contagious. So maybe kindness can be contagious this week. Anyway, a fantastic photographer took some pictures of finding love in the natural environment, and I thought I would share those with you. So remember to look at the screen because your brain will take you to where you're looking, and just stick with me for a few minutes while we run through this sort of a slideshow. So these are some Swan, you can see this heart shape. I'll use my cursor. You can see this heart shape right here. Isn't it beautiful against the blue water? And, well, what do you know? Does anybody know what the name of this type of plant is? It's a cactus. It doesn't really require a lot of water, but it grew in such a way that the photographer noticed that it's in the shape of a heart. And so they snapped this photograph. And I can see the sun shining on the back of this. It makes me feel like maybe I'd like to go visit the desert. And this is fascinating, isn't it? This is a sea creature. And when it's fully opened, it formed the shape of a heart. Really pretty to look at. Lots of interesting patterns in nature. This is a coral reef that somebody was up in the air, maybe in an airplane or in a hot air balloon. Have you ever taken one of those rides? Anyway, and they noticed that this coral reef formed the shape of a heart. This is the stump of a tree or a defunct part of where a tree limb grew, and it formed itself into the shape of a heart, with this photographer noticed, and from it, it looks as if the tree is trying to renew itself. So I wonder if that's a thought. Doing something kind leads to renewal of a friendship or a relationship. Let's see. Well, one of the last lessons at the Meeting House before we left was talking about how we make decisions and how animals make decisions. And we learned about how ants make decisions. I wonder if you can remember what we said about how ants make decisions as a group, sort of like a consensus. A few ants start to go off in a direction, and when the ants decide they're going to follow that ant, they use their antenna to make sure that they stay in line. Well, it looks like the ants took a bite out of this leaf in the shape of a heart. So maybe that means they love where they're going. These are actually two birds, back to back, beautifully colored, and they make the shape of a heart. And finally, a rock on the beach. If you're near a beach or you get an opportunity to walk outside and you spot something in nature that's shaped like a heart, or even something at home, won't you share it with us? I look forward to seeing you on our next video chat, and make sure to check into the Meeting House Playground for new things all the time. Bye.